Tampa Bay just had the kind of 48 hours that could define an entire season. Loyalty, fire, leadership, all hitting at once like a tidal wave. A superstar turned down millions for love. A defender showed up ready to destroy. And our coach? He just proved why he's the real backbone of this team. This isn't just news. This is a warning to the NFL. The Buccaneers are coming. And it's getting personal. Bucs fans, get ready. The last 48 hours have dropped not just big news, but a wave of emotions that hit straight to the heart. In just 2 days, we've seen a story of true loyalty that'll make you believe in this team again. We've seen a defensive monster enter the building with one goal: destroy everything in sight. And we've seen cool, steady leadership that proves Tampa Bay isn't just surviving. We're preparing to take over. This isn't your typical offseason update. This is a statement. We're talking about a superstar wide receiver who could have chased money anywhere, but chose home instead. A man who looked at a massive contract and said, "I'd rather win with my brothers." We've got a pass rusher stepping in with a chip on his shoulder the size of the stadium, ready to cause absolute chaos. You can see it in his eyes. He's here to make quarterbacks suffer. And Todd Bowles? Oh, he's not just standing on the sidelines. He's reminding the NFL that he's still one of the most underrated minds in football. Calm, confident, dangerous. Every move, every decision from these last 2 days screams the same message. This team isn't just building a roster. We're building something special. We're building a family. And we're building it for war. So Bucs Nation, take a breath, because this emotional ride is just getting started. Now let's start with the first story. And it's going to hit you right in the chest. When Chris Godwin had to choose between generational money and true loyalty, he didn't do it alone. He sat down with his wife, Mariah. They talked it over, not just as a couple, but as a family. And together, they made a decision that speaks louder than any contract number ever could. Tampa Bay is home, Godwin said. If I went to New England, it would have been only for the money. Everything else was telling me to stay right here. Everything else, the bond with Baker Mayfield, the brotherhood with Mike Evans, the game nights with teammates, the love from the fans, and the community they've built together, that's what mattered most. So how did he celebrate his new 3-year, $66 million contract? Not with a red carpet, not with champagne, not with flashy parties. Chris Godwin celebrated by eating beef jerky and rocking his newborn son, Ace, to sleep. That's who this man is. No ego, no show, just love, just family. And speaking of family, let's talk about one of the strongest bonds in football. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. When Godwin broke out and started catching more passes, gaining more yards than Evans in his first full season, Mike never showed jealousy. Not once. Not a word. He never said a thing to me or to anyone else about how many targets I was getting, Godwin recalled. That's not just respect. That's real brotherhood. That's what championship culture looks like. General Manager Jason Licht admitted he was sweating bullets, thinking he was about to lose one of his homegrown stars. But Chris didn't walk away. He chose love over luxury. He chose Tampa Bay over everything else. He chose family over fortune. But if you think this story is emotional, hold on. Because the next name we're about to say is bringing something else entirely. Hassan Reddick. And he's not here to talk. He's here to dominate. After skipping OTAs and keeping the league on edge, Reddick just showed up to mandatory minicamp. And he didn't walk in calm. He walked in with fire in his eyes and rage in his heart. This man is hungry, and he's got a chip on his shoulder the size of Raymond James Stadium. He's coming in with something to prove, said outside linebackers coach Larry Foote. He's upset. He wants to remind everyone that he's one of the best pass rushers in football. And let's be clear, this isn't some veteran here to cash a paycheck. Reddick is here for payback. He's here for respect. He's here to hurt offenses and wreck game plans. He trains like a beast. He lives for the grind. But most of all, he's mad. And we love it. This is exactly what Tampa Bay needed. That fire, that energy, that edge. Because when you combine loyalty like Godwin's with the hunger of a monster like Reddick, something dangerous is happening in Tampa Bay. And we're just getting started. Bucs Nation, now it's your turn. How does Chris Godwin's loyalty make you feel as a fan? And what kind of impact do you think Hassan Reddick is about to bring to this defense? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Rate your confidence in this squad from 1 to 10. Ready for the next section? Say the word, and I'll keep this fire rolling. Hassan Reddick isn't just showing up. He's showing up with something to prove, and nothing to lose. Last season with the Jets? A complete disaster. A mess. 1 sack. Half a season wasted. His name, once feared, suddenly forgotten. But now, he's coming to Tampa Bay with fire in his heart and a point to prove to the entire NFL. From 2020 to 2023, this man was a one-man wrecking crew, 50.5 sacks in 4 seasons. He terrorized quarterbacks. He broke down offensive lines. He was a nightmare in human form. But after that setback with New York, his reputation took a serious hit. Teams stopped calling. Analysts started doubting. And his market value? It dropped like a rock. So now, this isn't just another season. It's a revenge tour. And our coaches are fully on board. We're here to help him, said outside linebackers coach Larry Foote, his voice full of confidence. Because this staff knows exactly what they're doing. They've coached elite pass rushers before. They know how to unleash chaos. And Hassan Reddick is about to become their next masterpiece. He didn't waste his time while away from the team. He trained hard. He stayed in shape. He prepped his body and mind for the biggest comeback season of his career. And now he's here, stepping onto that practice field, learning Todd Bowles' deadly defensive schemes, surrounded by elite talent and ready to explode. Could he have been fined over $100,000 for missing minicamp? Sure. But he didn't need to be. Because he came back exactly when it mattered most. He knows this is his shot. He knows Tampa Bay believes in him. He knows this is his chance to cash in next year. Other teams got scared off. Other franchises questioned his dedication. But Jason Licht, he saw opportunity. He saw a fire that hadn't gone out. He signed Reddick to a 1-year, $14 million deal, $12 million guaranteed. A prove-it deal. The kind that lights a fire under a man's soul. And trust me, this deal is going to work out for everyone. But you know what might be even more impressive than Reddick's return? The way our head coach handled the entire situation. Because while the media lost its mind, while everyone else was throwing out hot takes and drama, Todd Bowles stayed calm. He didn't get rattled. He didn't take the bait. He didn't feed the controversy. Mini camps are mandatory. That's all I can tell you, he said with ice in his veins. I keep in touch through his position coach. No drama, no headlines, just straight-up leadership. And when reporters kept pushing, digging for drama, trying to get him to react, Todd Bowles dropped a line that gave every Bucs fan goosebumps. I'm sure one of these days we'll see him. That's it. No rant, no ego. Just the calm, confident leadership of a man who's been here before and knows exactly where this team is headed. That's the kind of head coach that wins in January. That's the kind of leader who gets rings. Now, Bucs Nation, tell us in the comments, do you believe this is the comeback year for Hassan Reddick? And how do you feel about Todd Bowles' leadership, calm and cool under pressure? Rate your confidence in this team right now from 1 to 10. And let's talk Super Bowl dreams. This is what real leadership looks like. No panic, no drama, just total, rock-solid confidence. While the media was spinning stories, stirring up doubt, and trying to make noise about Hassan Reddick missing voluntary workouts, Todd Bowles never blinked. He didn't call a press conference. He didn't chase headlines. He simply said, "I'm sure one of these days we'll see him." And guess what? He was right. Hassan Reddick walked through those doors, exactly when Todd Bowles said he would. That's what elite coaches do. They don't get rattled by outside voices. They trust their players, understand the full picture, and stay focused on the mission. Even NFL insider Ian Rapoport confirmed it. Reddick showed up right on time for mandatory minicamp, just as Bowles predicted. Other coaches? They'd be panicking, calling agents, complaining to the media, creating a whole circus out of nothing. But not Bowles. This man has been through the fire. 3 straight NFC South titles, countless locker room personalities, injuries, setbacks, high-stakes games. And through it all, he's developed something that only the best leaders possess: unshakable emotional intelligence. He knew Reddick wasn't ghosting the team. He knew this was a veteran preserving his body, training on his own, and waiting for the moment that truly matters. Even Mike Evans skipped OTAs, and not a single ounce of drama came from it. Why? Because Todd Bowles has built something rare: a culture of trust, a locker room of respect, a team full of men who want to show up when it counts. And it's not just Bowles holding this together. Let's give credit where it's due. Jason Licht played his part like a master. He signed Reddick not just for his talent, but because he saw a man with something to prove, a man with fire in his eyes. And now, with Reddick back in the building, that bet is about to pay off big time. The coaching staff is ready. They're locked in. They're going to unleash Hassan Reddick like a guided missile, and the rest of the NFL? They'd better start running. But the most beautiful part of this story? It's not about the sacks. It's not about the money. It's about belief. This entire organization, from Godwin's loyalty to Reddick's hunger to Bowles' calm confidence, is running on something more powerful than talent: trust. This isn't just a football team. This is a family built on belief, sacrifice, and a deep, shared mission to be the best. So let me ask you, Bucs Nation, do you believe this leadership style, this quiet, calm, powerful confidence, is what will carry us to another Super Bowl? Smash that like button if Todd Bowles is the most underrated coach in the NFL. Drop a comment and rate your confidence in this team from 1 to 10. Tell us, is this the season Tampa Bay shocks the world? Because with this kind of loyalty, with this kind of motivation, and with this kind of leadership, anything is possible in Tampa Bay.